use your God power to get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. In this next video example, you will meet an amazing man, Bruce Lipton, who in just the span of 7 video segments will prove to you that your body does in fact respond to meaning, and as a result will always move into either a state of protection or a state of growth. It can only be one or the other, and it is always as a result of the meaning of a situation, which is how you perceive it. Additionally, he has the ability to explain these complex biological cell functions in such a way that anyone can understand. It doesn't matter if you know anything about cell biology or not. After watching these videos, it will all make perfect sense. Video example: the biology of perception. What is this video about? In this video example, Bruce describes the basics of how the cells in our bodies operate. As it turns out, they are actually miniature bodies themselves, with their own digestion system, nervous system, respiration system, an endocrine system, a reproductive system, an immune system, communication system, etc., just like our bodies have. Most importantly, he makes these points. The DNA that is in every cell has no functional power or effect. In fact, the brain of the cell is not in the nucleus, but instead in the outer skin of the cell, where it decides what chemicals to activate. No matter what DNA you were born with, your cells have the ability to use whatever part of the DNA pattern that they want and leave the rest. They even have the ability to make a completely different DNA segment and change what you were born with. You are not limited by the DNA you were born with. That was only your starting point. Every decision that is made in the cell is made based on what its environmental signals are and not on the DNA already present in the cell. Every cell has chemical receptors on its skin that are looking for the signals that will tell it what it is supposed to do. If a certain chemical is in your bloodstream, when it reaches the cells, it tells the cells to do this or do that. Chemicals are meanings, and each one conveys a different meaning to the cell. All instructions come by chemical form outside the cell. Therefore, no decisions are made based on what the DNA is in the cell. The instructions from outside tell the cell what part of the DNA to use or to create a different segment of DNA and change itself. The cells basically have 2 main states of being: protection or growth. If they are in the protection mode, they are not letting in any food. They are starving. Not only are they not letting in any food during this time, they are not spending any energy or time repairing themselves. Instead, they are on high alert and worrying about the outside threats. If they are in a state of growth, they are eating and getting the nourishment they need and making repairs to themselves as they are needed and dividing when they're supposed to and generally experiencing perfect health. So how does the cell decide to go into a state of protection or a state of growth? It gets a chemical signal from you and your thoughts. If you are worried or upset or any of the other bad emotional states, your brain sends out the chemical signal to board up the hatches and get into the protection mode because we have a problem going on. If you are happy and feeling good about your situation or in a good mood, your brain sends out a chemical signal that all is well. You can come out and play. You can take it easy now. The threat has passed. This means that your entire body is either shut down, deteriorating, and starving, or thriving and nourishing itself, all based on how you perceive the situation at hand. What does this example show, and what does it mean? In this video example, Bruce Lipton clearly demonstrates that no matter what genes we have to start with, it all comes down to our beliefs as to what we will actually create in our own body. You are not bound by the genes you were born with, good or bad. Everything is changeable. Your original set of genes are only a starting place. No matter what genes you were born with, your cells have the ability to create new and different genes to accommodate your perceptions, which are your beliefs and meanings. Your beliefs and meanings will either activate genes that you already have or create new ones that more closely match your thoughts. Importantly, he clearly explains that all of the cell's functions can be categorized into one of two groups: protection or growth. The feeling of fear and all of its related emotions result in your cells activating their protective mechanisms, commonly known as fight or flight. While in the defense mode, they fall in disrepair and can easily become diseased. While in the protection mode, they activate genes or create genes that are harmful to your health and well-being. It is a toxic result of toxic thoughts. However, the feeling of love and all of its related emotions result in your cells engaging in all good things. They receive the nutrition that they need. They reproduce properly, are strong and disease resistant. While in the growth mode, they activate and create genes that create and promote your good health and well-being. In both of these cases, genes are activated and or created to meet your circumstance and become your true biology regardless of what genes you were born with. 95% of all cancer patients had no genes for cancer, and yet they developed it anyway. With your God power, you have total control of your body and even your genes. It is as simple as looking at your current situation and changing its meaning from "this is the worst thing that could have ever happened to me" to "everything happens for a reason and something good is bound to come of this." That simple change in meaning changes your toxicity in your body from weakness and destruction to growth and prospering. It not only changes the biology of your body, but it actually changes the reality of your situation. From the place that this is the worst thing that could happen, your vibrational resonant frequency only interacts with more of what you see and expect to see. You can only see how bad it is and more of it. From this vibrational place, there is no way out. However, from the vibrational resonant place of "there is bound to be something good that comes of this," interacts with opportunities and options that you now become aware of. There is a way out, and you can now see it. Of course, it was always there, but it was just invisible to you before. Your thoughts and their resulting emotions fall into two categories. Things are going well, and things aren't going well. These thoughts have a chemical that represents them. The hypothalamus converts thoughts into chemicals. It's kind of like a radio news broadcast that every cell in the body is tuned into. If the news is bad, the chemical signal is sent throughout the body, delivering the bad news to every cell so that it can take evasive in protective action. If the news is good, it sends a chemical message that all is well, and every cell can go about their business of growing and multiplying now that the threat is past. These chemicals are a message of our state of being.
Options. Now activating the next video, play options. 1 moment please. Click on the green arrow to start watching the next video. Or, click on the red arrow to start watching the prior video. Or, click on the tan arrow to go to the main course menu and guide, with links to all course chapters, excerpts, and special reports. Up next, special video options. Click on your choice of course videos, menus, and excerpts. Now switching to the special video options menu and activating the video selection buttons. Click on your selection number to start watching the video. "15 seconds till we switch to the next page with the free download information. Pause the video now if you need more time to review the available selections." This is the end of this course video. Its video number is listed above. To watch the next video, simply click on the next video in number sequence. Thank you.